what value? Why would the body have a fever? Why would medical doctors try to go against nature in the human body when someone has a fever? What's your largest eliminative organ you have? The largest eliminative organ you have. That's right. That's your skin. You guys are really good. That's your skin. And your skin, of course, is how whenever you're sick, you're assured of sweating. You go into fevers and sweats and stuff. Why? Your body's purging itself. You'll get more out of your body during a healing crisis or a purging than you could maybe for months on raw and on herbs. This is why you want to welcome all these healing crises. Open the door, welcome them in, because you're going to get more work done, more healing, more detoxification during these processes. The thing is all these formulas, most of them are crap. Milks and all this stuff we're feeding our children. I just cringe when I look at this. And so most of these high-fat, high-protein formulas, which is it's medical consciousness. It's insane. It's not what our species at all goes for. Mother's milk is not high-protein, high-fat. Humans' mother's milk, that's not high-protein and high-fat. You might claim that about a cow, but look how big a cow gets. You know, the size difference and the species difference is considerable, and so big difference between the two species. So you women who have babies have to start making their own formulas and stuff. I've told you about one we're working on, and hopefully some new things are happening to us, and we're going to have some new formulas. But with that said, you want to promote fevers. You want to keep the body around 103. Mucus discharge perfect. We have a 3-lung tea if your child is coughing and there's nothing coming out. We have a little 3-lung tea with fenugreek, as we talked about earlier, mullein, pleurisy root. They all break up hardened mucus. Probably wouldn't be bad for most of you to drink it. I'm starting to add it into my protocols because of the fact that a lot of people have very hard lymph nodes. You know, the longer a fluid is acidic, the more coagulated and anionic it becomes. So that's what we're facing. Miles of a thickened lipid-based fluid that becomes very anionic and very coagulated, and we've got to move that out so your symptoms go away or the tumor has a way to drain out, and it just takes time. And I've had people that, we talked about this before, I've had people that see sediment. Here's another person that just saw sediment. And this is great. And others take months to see sediment. I don't know. You know, I'm at the end of my expertise at this because I don't know. This is where I need your help. I need you guys with all the brains to dig into this and carry my work forward. And let's really rope them in. But your children, urinary tract infections, UTIs, you know, it's just lymph and kidneys. You know, acids burn. That's all I can tell you is acids burn. So every child should have a lymphatic 1 liquid, kidney 1 liquid, parasite M just a little while to clean out any of the funguses and stuff. And endocrine glands would be a beautiful one. You could do kidneys, lymphatics, little parasitic work there for a little while, and endocrine glands, very safe, real beautiful formula for them. As the babies get older, we open up bowel capsules, put it in applesauce. We use applesauce as a medium to use the ground herbs, like the capsule herbs. If I have to use a glandular on a baby that's extreme, then I'm going to pound. I'm going to get a mortal pestle. I'm going to pound up the tablets if I have to, or open up the capsules. We have very serious blood pressure problems in the children. You could use the adrenal liquids. I've used brain and nerve many a times on these children because their autonomics are so low. The adrenals are obviously a place you're going to hit. The kidneys are obviously a place, and the lips. You don't have to get aggressive with the children because they're in a growth stage anyway. So what you're going to do by just changing their diet is they're just gonna grow. And when you look at a child, you're looking at several growth factors. You want brain, you want muscle and bone development, no question. But on the top of that, you want brain and nerve development. That's essential. And what I love about fruits and berries is they sit at the top They sit at the top, not greens. Fruits and berries sit at the top of neurological regenerative power. They sit at the top. I threw a case on there for you of the chiropractor's wife to show you in MS why we take people to the top of the mountain with the fruit. And you can regenerate neurons. You can regenerate the nervous system with the fruitarian level. Can't with the vegetarian level. It just doesn't happen. I spent most of my life in neurological cases. We're going to throw some up once we can convert them from, VHS. We got to convert that down and get it somehow up on the YouTube for you. But we have the spinal video you can buy for $10 or something like that, $12. I only made it quick for those with spinal cord injuries to show you what you can achieve. But these children, of course, now, children love fruits and berries anyway, and you have a perfect way with the children because they love them. And so all the fruits and berries these children need because they're in the brain and nerve development. Remember, there's fatty acids already in these foods. If you break them into the greens, okay, the avocados, use the veggie fruits first because their digestive power for fiber is not quite there, of course. And so I would definitely use the fruit veggies, which would be your avocados and your cucumbers, things that have a little flavor to them and stuff like that. That's all good stuff for children. You can do the coconut milks and, grinding the meat and the milk together and strain it and get a little milk out of that. You can maybe use some almond milk, but you would want to make it. You're dealing with a child here, a living being. You don't want to go in the store and buy pasteurized almond milk. You want to make your almond milk. And we have recipes for you to make almond milk, quite easy. Or you can use some chia seed, hemp seed, but you want to be real careful with too much protein because then you'll set up acidosis even with natural protein. So you have to be real amino acids. You have to be careful that we're not nitrogen beings. We're not high nitrogen beings, not at all. We're carbon beings. So those are some of the things, Life Rejuvenator, and all you guys that you can do with your children. Do expect healing crisis with the kids because they're going to go through them. But I can tell you, we have such great YouTubers. We have a lot of great mothers out there. I've had mothers for years. I've written forwards for books that a lot of mothers are writing out there. And I applaud you all. Write books. Keep your diaries. Some of you with extreme problems, keep a diary. Write your journey down and write a small little book. It doesn't have to be real big, no big deal. You got self-publishers right there on the internet. They charge you by the book. That's an easy way to do it. You can self-publish yourself. We'll be glad to give you any pointers that you need, but write yourself some books. People need to read your testimonies and stuff, especially those of you that have been through hell and back. You've got a story here, and if you've been through hell and back, and imagine how many more people are going through the same hell and back that you are, at least going through the same hell, you learn how to find your way back. And it's only a spiritual thing that you help others and share that, because that's what we're here for, is, just kind of as a social consciousness. I mean, when you consider the one and the social, there's a reason for that. And we can make the social consciousness a little better. But ear infections and stuff like that, use ear candles. I had a lot of earaches growing up because we were milk drinkers. Didn't know it. My grandfather was a cigar smoker and blew Charles Denby cigar smoke in my ear. It's like, boy, I wish you knew about ear candles. They've been around, but yeah, use them if you have to, and clean your little babies out. Absolutely. Thanks for the question. I thought that was an excellent question. Okay, this is Adam. If anyone could tell me where I could ask my question to Dr. Morse. I don't know how that works. I hope somebody helped you, Adam. If not, call in and ask Chris. Helena la 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 la. Does anyone know a clean, cheap source of fruit farmers for Europe? Boy. Thank you, Dr. Morris. My big question is, in the case I don't find the money to pay for 16 safe mercury fillings, let me see, can trap the mercury, just keep, let me see, the rest of my body, so the difficult tools such as charcoal. Well, the problem here is charcoal, bentonite, stuff like that. I suppose good for the blood. You're going to clean that a little bit, but I'm real cautious about getting too much of the very elemental stages into the blood. It's not absorbed well through the bowels, and there's a reason for that. Everybody's off into minerals, but if you look at how the body's designed, it doesn't absorb minerals well through the small bowel. And the reason is they can become more antagonistic than they can. Their electrical charges are lower. They can become obstructive. They can coagulate. So taking minerals in a highly acidic environment, I mean, there's enough chemistry in the fruits and berries to outweigh all of this in every sense of the way. You know, we've been fixated on minerals and vitamins, and now in the later years, amino acids. Okay, what else is in these foods? A whole bunch of things, from flavonoids to coumarins to alkaloids to, you name it. So there's so many things, and we're finding the active principles in all these different foods, giving them names to show you what's active. Me, I don't care about the intellectual side of that anymore. It's unimportant to me. But for those that like to play with the mind, there's some excellent herb books out there. A lot of good research and a lot of crappy research. The only true research with herbs isn't taking the chemistry apart like a pharmaceutical company and say, well, that's bad alkaloid. Well, yeah, all alkaloids are really pull on your liver if you want them to, and your kidneys, but they're buffered in herbs. And we've talked about that, the buffering of the chemistry of life. Arsenic is buffered unless we pull it out and bring it forward. So you just never mess with chemistry. Not a smart thing, in my opinion. You want to clean your lymph system. That's the sewer system. Your fruits and berries and your greens are perfect for detoxing heavy metals out of the body. And I would take continuously horsetail to rebuild my teeth. Yeah, horsetail, comfrey, anything like that. But remember, you've got to utilize calcium, and you've got to move lymph. It isn't just about mercury. This is about your lymph system. Most of the problems we tend to blame on mercury or blame on something, but let me tell you, you've got a lymph system, and if you're holding mercury, you're not moving lymph. And that's acidic. So you've got all this stuff that you have to deal with here, and the breaking down of the teeth can be also from the lymph system. Most people have teeth problem from their lymph system, not from bacteria. Finally, dentistry is waking up to that to a certain extent. They're understanding it is not bacteria that's chewing down tooth enamel. Bacteria is only working on decay, on wastes and byproducts. It's the acids. That's why I kind of salute the Minnesota School of Dentistry. I've heard some good things about them. Does anyone know how to recognize ripe fruit? Well, good question. You just got to get used to that. It's like picking watermelons, I'm a little thumper, I'm a little feeler, a little presser, and see if it's too ripe, how that thump sounds, how it rings through, whether it feels like the meat is solid or it's so mushy and hard that there's no resonance to the thumping. I look at all the things, make sure that it's not too hard and it's not too soft. And you have to look at that. Look at the peels, all these. There's just different fruits have different ways. Some fruits you can't tell. What is meant by move your lymph? Moving your lymph, and I said this before the other day on a video, when I say move your lymph, that means get up on a fruit diet, do some fasting, get yourself on some lymphatic formulas, kidney and adrenals. That's move your lymph. Not rebounding, not running. Move your lymph. Get into that body. Get up on some fruitarian thinking, some fruit fast if you want, and really tear it apart that way. That's only your true way, because if your kidneys are not filtering, and you guys are learning this, and you guys are the only ones in the world that really know this,